Perfect. Alright, how's everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys and gals, and today what I have for everyone is my 4-month follow-up video with the Samsung Galaxy S8. Alright, now this is not a wrap-up because we're going to continue to use the S8 until this bad boy conks out and we're ready to get another device. Because as I told you guys before, I really want to see how long these so-called flagship devices can last, and if they really are worth all the money that you have to put into them. That being said, it's now December. Officially, I've paid off this device. As you guys and gals know, I got this device through the Amazon payment program because I am an Amazon Prime customer. So I was making $100 a month payments for 5 months. And that first payment you make at checkout. So it's really 4 months of payments. So it's 4 months of $100 a month payments. So we made the last payment a little bit earlier on in the week, and I figured why not go ahead and shoot this video now. Alright, so this is my follow-up video after 4 months of using the Samsung Galaxy S8 pretty much as one of my primary devices. So let's see how it holds up. Let's then jump into this video. Now, first off, let's talk about the overall build quality and design. Now, I have to say the build quality and design on the S8 is really good. Now, those of you who already know I'm not a big fan of the glass design. But the S8, you know, I'm okay with the S8's glass design because it actually has a feature that I use, aka the wireless charging. What I'm not a fan of is just having a glass design or any design in general just for the sake of having the design. Okay? So I feel like all the other glass devices that are glass and don't incorporate a feature, you know, that makes it okay for them to use that design, I feel like that really doesn't need to be there. But the S8 does incorporate a few features, which is why I'm okay with it having its glass design. Primarily the wireless charging. You guys know when I started my review process on this, I told you guys I was going to try to use this device primarily using the wireless charging, and I gotta say, for the most part, I've been able to do that. But that being said, we're getting a little bit off task here. The overall build quality and design of the Samsung Galaxy S8 is top notch, with the only downside being that because it's glass, it is a very slippery device, which is why I have an assortment of cases for this device. But other than that, the overall build quality and design of the device is top notch. Alright? Now, moving on, let's get into my overall experience with the device as I've been using it. So this is my setup here, and you guys and gals can see, first I was using it with the app drawer as you see here, and then when I did my follow-up, I was doing it with all the apps on the screen. But I've since went back to using the app drawer, and I really do like the features that the Samsung devices implement. And when I say that, I mean out of the box, they give you the ability to just jump into the settings and enable a quick swipe down feature. So there's really no need to load up a secondary launcher, as well as swiping down to get to your notification shade. You can swipe up easily to get to your app drawer, and you can folder your app drawer. So if you're somebody like me who needs to stay organized at all times, you can see I got everything in folders. So my app drawer is folded up, and my my home page is folded up. So everything that I use on my device, I can get to it within 1 or 2 taps. And you can see I have my my quick launch dual window app set up, and that's another neat feature that I like on these Samsung devices. Now, I was having some issues with that during my last update, but I've gotten a few updates and the issue seems to be fixed. Now, I'm not on the latest software, but I think Samsung is doing a much better job with their update schedule. Okay, so I'm still running pretty much the same security patch and everything, but they did release a few software updates which I think improve the stability of the overall device. So that's really, really good. And that being said, in terms of the software performance from a day-to-day usage standpoint, I have to say this device is doing a great job. Alright, it's doing an extremely great job. Now you can see it does look a little bit differently because I went ahead and I loaded up the Good Lock software. So it looks a little bit differently than the last time I ran an update video. But in terms of the overall software and performance from a day-to-day standpoint, the Samsung Galaxy S8 is doing a great job. Alright, so build quality and design, top notch, even though I'm not a fan of the overall glass slippery design. Software experience, top notch. They're really doing a great job there, and I can really say it now. Samsung has pretty much gotten rid of that TouchWiz lag that they used to have, which is why they stepped away from the TouchWiz interface and went into the Grace UX, and then they stepped away from the Grace UX interface and went into the Samsung experience. And shortly going into 2019, they're going to step away from the Samsung experience and they're going to have what they call the One Touch UX. So, but that's not on my device as of yet. That's coming to S9s, S9 Pluses, and Note 9s first, and it's going to gradually trickle down to the S8, the S8 Plus, and the Note 8. So I haven't gotten the chance to experience that yet because I'm running the older Galaxy devices in the S8 series. But it is what it is, and I'll be sure to give y'all a follow-up video when I do get the S8 running the new Samsung One Touch UX. But again, in terms of the software experience, this device is running really, really good. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. And for all of the features that this device offers, this is pretty much what I like to call now the Swiss Army knife of devices, because I can pretty much get everything done from this device right here. I can make my phone calls, do my text messages, do my emails, snap my photos, record my videos, edit, publish, and share and post, all from this device. So really good stuff. And if I do need to output to a bigger display, then you have accessories like this right here. This is my B-Bing adapter. I simply just plug it in to my USB Type-C port, and then I can get a desktop-like experience with my device. Plug in my wireless keyboard and mouse, and I got a nice little desktop experience with my device. So the overall software on this device is pretty good indeed. Now, that does not mean that it's perfect. Samsung still has a long way to go with their software, especially when it comes to stuff like the overall DAX interface or DeX interface. Even though I like the polish and the look of it, certain things, like I said in my B-Bing review, they just don't work as well as they should. So Samsung, much like Google, has a long way to go when it comes to the software. But for what it is right now, they're doing a great job, and so continue the good work, Samsung. That being said, let's move on to the next part of this follow-up video, and let's talk about them young cameras, son. Now, up front here, we have an 8 megapixel camera, which is capable of recording 2K videos at 30 frames per second, and doing, 720p, 240 frames per second slow motion, 720p 120 frames per second slow motion, 1080p 60, 1080p 30, 720p, what else? 1:1 aspect ratio, 18:9 aspect ratio, pretty much everything. This device right here, when it comes to the cameras, can pretty much record in everything that you would ever want it to, aside from it doesn't do the 4K 60. It does 4K 30. And the same thing goes for the rear-facing camera as well. We have a rear-facing 12 megapixel sensor, which does everything that the front-facing camera can do. So whether I want to record with the front-facing 8 megapixel sensor or the rear-facing 12 megapixel sensor, I can pretty much record to my heart's content. Now, that being said, it does have some limit recording restrictions as you go up past, I believe it was 1080p 60. I said it in some of my other videos. As you go up past 1080p 60, it does start to implement some limit recording restrictions, especially when you're recording in 4K. I believe it's like either 8 minutes when you do 4K video recording or 6 minutes. So I'm not a big fan of that. But one of the ways that I've gotten around that is I use the Open Camera app. As you can see right there, I keep the Open Camera app on deck for pretty much all the devices that I use for video recording or video production. But that being said, in terms of my overall experience with the cameras, I have to say the cameras on the Samsung Galaxy S8 are top notch. Now, these are indeed one of the best sets of cameras that I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing on a device. That being said, they do still have their shortcomings, as I pointed out. So it's not perfect, but as of my experience right now, these are the best cameras that I've ever experienced on a device. Okay? Alright, so next now, let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about with you guys and gals now is the overall battery life on the device. Because having a Swiss Army knife of a device is great, but what good is a device if you have to charge it every time you're just getting into it? You know what I'm saying? So now let's dive a little bit deeper into the battery life. And this is where I feel like this device falls a little bit flat. Okay? Now, with my style of usage, which is heavy usage, because as I've said before, I pretty much use my device to do everything, okay? And with my style of heavy usage, I really find that I had to dive into the settings and do some serious adjusting to even be able to make it through the day. Now, if I really want to stretch the device, then I have to dive into the settings, dive into the display settings, and go into the resolution and bump it down to 720p. Okay, that's the only way I can get this device to stretch. So I gotta jump in here, and then I gotta go to display right here, and then I gotta go to resolution, and then I gotta drop that bad boy down to squeeze out that extra little bit of battery life. When I do that, the battery life is still not great. I'm averaging anywhere from between about 4.5 hours of screen on time to about 6 hours of screen on time with my regular heavy usage style. Now, if I want to stretch the device and push it out to the max, you know, it's almost dead, then I can push it into the 8 hours of screen on time. But then if I do that, then it's pretty much running on fumes. And I don't like to push my devices to the point where they're running on fumes, because that really does take a toll on the battery, which cuts down on the overall longevity of the device. So even with the little software tricks and everything, I found that the battery life on this device is not the best by any means. And for me, this is probably the biggest letdown when it comes to this device. Now, I know some of y'all may say, well, you should have went with the S8 Plus, or you should have went with the Note 8, you know? This is true. When I picked up this device, all of those other devices were available on the same Amazon payment program. But as I said before, your boy got little hands, yo. So this right here is already a stretch for me. You can see reaching up to the top, already a stretch for me. But what's really nice is Samsung implements the features to where that's not really an issue. So you can see now it's real one-hand friendly with the triple tap of the home button. Nice and real one-hand friendly there. And I could just triple tap to go back. And we back at it. And they have that quick pull down from anywhere on the screen. So y'all know I jump into the notifications often. So that right there is a good touch there. And a bunch of other real nice design tweaks. So yes, some of you guys may say if I wanted the better battery life, I should have went with a Samsung device with a bigger battery. But for me, with my small hands, I really wanted to go for the smaller consumer-friendly Samsung device, which is why I went with the S8, okay? Now, later on, I may get the Note 8, I may get the S8 Plus, and I will put those through the same review process and see if the overall battery life is better. But for me, and I feel like I said this before, when I went to pick up this device, I was thinking, okay, what's a device that the general consumers will pick up, you know? Not because the Note series is touted as a power user series. You know, that's more for people who are really going to take advantage of the cameras, who are really going to take advantage of the S Pen, and who like that bigger display. That's who the Note series is for. The Plus series is more for that user who likes the bigger displays on their devices, who are more media consumption heavier. That's who the Plus series, in my opinion, is for. And the regular S series is more for your general consumer who just wants a solidly performing device with all the features. Some of which features they may not even use, but if anybody invests in a Samsung device, they're probably that person who would rather have all the features and not use it than need a feature and not have it. So that's why, in my opinion, I feel like the Galaxy devices are one of the most famous set of smartphone devices in the smartphone space, because people like the ability to say, oh, I have all these features and I use what I use, as opposed to saying, oh, my phone is cool but I don't have all the features that I wish I had. Whereas there are a few other people that, you know, they want to run the stock experience because they want to customize it from the ground up. You can still do that here, even though it's not really a stock experience. Samsung has baked in their own theme engine, which even lets you theme the icons and everything. So you can really get this device to look the way you want it to. But that being said, sorry y'all, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. Talking about the overall battery life, that is a big downside on this device. Alright? But other than that, I feel like that's the only downside when it comes to this device. That and the fact that this is a slippery glass beast and a case is mandatory. Those are really the only two downsides that I could see with this device. So don't really like the build materials because it's very slippery and it's forcing you to buy extra accessories. And I don't really like the battery life. For me, I feel like if you don't have a 3500 milliamp hour battery or better, then you need to go back to the drawing board, because smartphones today, these are not accessories. These are not privileges. These are, for all intensive purposes, lifestyle tools, okay? A lot of people who have a smartphone today, they're that type of person that is doing pretty much everything on the go. Maybe they're running their own business, or maybe they're just trying to stay in touch with family and friends as they travel across the globe. But this is like having a computer in the palm of your hands, okay? So for me, this is not so much it's not so much a privilege as it is a necessity, because I do a lot from this here device. So that's one of the reasons why I would love to have seen a bigger battery for some better battery life. Alright, now moving on, because I don't really want to make this video super long. This is a follow-up video after all. Again, feel free to check out the links to my full reviews and versus videos, camera samples, as well as photos and video samples, all available on YouTube. And follow me on Google Plus if y'all want to see the all the photo samples that came out of the Galaxy S8. Please follow me on Instagram if you want to check out some of my favorite photos that I shared across the social media platforms. Y'all gonna see my favorite stuff on Instagram. Y'all will see the complete photo dump on Google Plus. But just wanted to throw that out. And again, feel free to check out that full review. Everything that I talked about will be linked up down below. Okay? But for just the follow-up purposes, this is just a quick run through, letting y'all know about my long-term usage and experience. Alright? So that pretty much covers the overall battery life and things of that nature. Now let's talk about the price. And This one I wanted to do a little bit differently. Now I'm still going to run through the basic here. I picked this up from Amazon on the Amazon payment program, and when everything was said and done, I paid $535 flat. That's including tax. All right. Now, that's on the Amazon payment program at $100 a month. Now, if you want to pick up this device outright, there's a few different places you can go, and I have a few different things pulled up here just so y'all can see. I'll also have this linked up down below in the video description. So if you're comfortable using eBay, you can find this same device here right now available on eBay for as low as, I've seen it go as low as $240, but this was the best one that I can find. Now this one is used, but y'all already know how I feel about the used devices. As long as you do your research on where it's coming from, or if you're picking it up from a certain company, make sure you do their due diligence to see how they put all their used and refurbished devices through their paces to make sure they're working properly before you buy it. So this one is on eBay, and you can see this one is available for $265. We're just going to round that off. All right, I have these linked up down below in the video description as well. And if you, like myself, are Amazon friendly, because now I'm very comfortable using Amazon, and I kind of put it on airplane mode so I wouldn't get all my notifications in, and it refreshed. So 1 second, y'all. Let me turn that off. Now y'all going to see all my notifications come in when I turn this back off. But I want to refresh this page for y'all, so y'all can see that. So let me hit it again. Alright, and let it load up. So you can see on Amazon here, if I go ahead and set back up my filters the way I had it. So this is typically what I do. I jump in there, I pick a search option. Now all my notifications coming in. But I wanted to do this a little bit differently for y'all today. I pick a search option, I do a search, I go in here, I go to sort, I go highest average reviews, then I go down here and I go highest reviews 4 stars and up, and then what I do is I dive in here and I find the best device. And this is what I was able to find. This is what I wanted to refresh for you guys. So right now, if you pick it up from Amazon, you can get this device here, the exact model I have here, the 950U, for $350. Or if you want to spend a little bit extra, you can go with the S8 Active for $390. Now, I kind of wish that the S8 Active was available on the Amazon payment program, because I would have probably went for the Active variant, because it's more ruggedized and they have a shatterproof style display. So if you're clumsy like myself, I would recommend you go with the Active series. Now, I was also bummed to find out that they are not going to have an S9 Active, so the S8 was the end of that. Now, they might bring it back in the S10, but I don't know. So, and I don't talk about what I don't know, so it is what it is. But yeah, if you use eBay, you're going to be able to find it for as low as $240, as high as $265. If you use Amazon, you're going to be able to find it for as low as $350 and as high as about $600 if you get it brand new. All right. Now, if you jump over to somewhere like Best Buy, let me pull that up, just so y'all know what we're going to be getting into. Now, I may or may not have it linked up on Best Buy there, because some of those Best Buy links, I don't really like those, but I'm still going to show y'all. So if we jump over to Best Buy, then you can see you're actually paying a pretty penny for this. So the most expensive one on Best Buy is $640. All right, and that's for the S8 Plus. All right, and the most inexpensive one is $550, and these are brand new. All right, and those are also available in the store. So you guys really got to decide for yourselves. Do you want to pick it up online, or do you want to run down to your local Best Buy or whatever store that you're comfortable with that you know is selling the device and pick it up? Okay, me myself, my preferred ways of picking up devices go in this order. Amazon first, because I'm big on the Amazon, then followed by Best Buy, and if I have no choice, then I'd go with the eBay. So for me, I always prefer Amazon first. Anyways, wow, that made the video run extremely long. Sorry about that, guys. So this has been my 4-month follow-up video with the Samsung Galaxy S8. Can I recommend it that you guys and gals pick up this device? Now I'd have to say a resounding yes. For those prices at which this device is available, this is a definite pickup. Now, as I said, it does have its few little downsides, and if you can deal with that, you're really going to enjoy this device. Anyways, if you guys and gals enjoyed the video, please help your boy out and give the video a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. If you want to see more content like this, please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below and click off the notification bell icon right next to it so you guys and gals get notified when I drop new videos. That being said, if this video piqued your interest, down below in the video description will have all the links to everything that I talked about throughout this video. So if your interest is piqued, down below in the video description should be like a one-stop shop for you guys and gals, and you should be good to go. Alright, this whole video was recorded using the rear-facing 12 megapixel primary camera on the A2 Lite at 1080p 60 frames per second with the Movo MA2010 omnidirectional microphone. So please let me know what you think of the overall video quality and the overall audio quality down below in the comments. As well as if you guys and gals have any questions about anything on this device that you feel that I haven't covered throughout all of my video coverage of the Samsung Galaxy S8, please feel free to leave all your questions down below in the comments as well. I am very passionate about this, and I do try to answer all questions in a timely fashion. If you guys and gals also own a Samsung Galaxy S8 or a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus or any Samsung Galaxy device, please share with me your experiences with your Samsung device down below in the comments. Let's have a nice, respectful conversation down there because I really do like to hear about you guys and gals' experiences. Alright, that being said, I hope everyone has a great day, and I will catch you guys and gals in my next video. And I think this is going to be the last video for a while because we're actually getting into the holidays, and I do have a ton of family getting ready to come in for the holiday season, so it's going to be extremely hard for me to get out content for you guys. So that being said, I do want to wish everyone a happy holidays, and I hope everyone enjoys the Christmas season, and I will catch you guys probably after New Year's. So I hope everyone enjoys, and I will catch you guys and gals on the other side. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace, everyone.